What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here again. I'm going to bring you another real quick video, all to do with the Online Arbitrage UK Summit. Now, most of you would have already have seen this. You must have seen the advertising in some of the other groups. I've even posted it on my group, I think, at one time. And I just wanted to quickly go over it because a lot of people might think, what is it? Yeah, just what is it? And maybe you're scared to go to something like this because you might be the only person that would be going. So you might just go by yourself because usually a spouse may not be interested in a day of this, So you might find, that you're going by yourself, or you would go, but you're going by yourself and you're not going to go. So just going to quickly go over what it is, and then I'm going to go over about my view on it and that sort of thing. So if you don't know already, it's basically a live event with speakers, all to do with online arbitrage, basically for the UK. Yeah, pretty simple. It's in Lincoln, so it's situated sort of in the middle of England, I guess, just like so that because obviously trying to cater for everyone around. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for everyone. Like, it's still going to take me maybe a couple of hours on the train. Train's probably a bit better, just in case. Yeah, just trains for me. I got the train there once for an event last year, and the train station was near everything. Really, really quick actually. Once you get past the initial train, once you get to, like, I think it was from King's Cross or something, it's really fast. For London, that was for me anyway. And it's going to be a whole day of just different people. Even if you know a lot of it, it's actually a great thing to do. Now, for me, a lot of this that people are going to be talking about, I've heard, spoken about, know. I've been doing it for years. I'll know pretty much all of it. Yeah, there'll probably be bits that I'll take and pay, little bits. But I'm more going for the evening I'm more going for the experience. In terms of what it actually gives you back, in terms of how it's rewarding, in terms of, it's hard to explain. When you do this, if you're doing this full time, even if you're not doing it full time, it's very lonely. For example, yeah, you might think it's glamorous, and I think I spoke about in the other one of my other videos where people would go to these things. Sorry, people will leave their job and do all that because they want to go online. Yeah, work for myself, but then you're literally by yourself nearly all the time. And if you work from home, you're at home, you get up, you have a shower, then you go and sit at a desk. It might be in this desk that I'm in now is in the bedroom. Like, I've got another desk sort of in another room, but I sometimes just move around. It depends on the noise. But yeah, I could be working in here, and I'll sleep in here, I'll wake up and I'll start working here, and then I'll go back to bed in here. It's just like, it does get in here in your head a little bit sometimes. Definitely when the weather's really, really dull and dark and all that, and it's nothing, visually, it's no visual stimulation at all. So these events, I think I went to my first one 2 years ago or so, 2 and a bit years ago. It was a Secret Wealth Project event. It was actually, so it's a Christmas party-esque thing with network/Christmas party. It's basically put on for people who don't have Christmas parties and that sort of thing. And it was amazing. I went by myself, didn't really know anyone, maybe the odd person I recognised names. And I went by myself, so I think it was near Lincoln at this point. Just went, and it was amazing. Like, everyone that you talk to just seems to be on the same wavelength. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, even if it's not online arbitrage. Because if you're doing this, your mindset and your thought process behind things and all that is generally like, maybe not necessarily similar, but you are able to understand the other person's perspective a lot more because you're able to open yourself up to other things. Where, like, obviously closed-minded people would look at online arbitrage and be like, nope, doesn't work, it's a scam. Or, like people like that, where, like, you say 3 letters or 3 words and, like, they're already blurting out all these reasons not to do it. And I'm like, do you even know what it is? If you ask them, do you even know what it is? And they're like, no. Yeah, that sort of thing. But because obviously people who do this, they're open-minded in such that they're not going to follow the norm. So everyone's very, very open, and it's just really fun. Like, you can just talk about almost anything that's, similar to what your interests are, and everyone will engage with you really well. I've not had it where I've been awkward in any situation where I've been like, oh my God, do I just stand in the corner and cry or go into the toilet for 3 hours because no one wants to talk to me. Yeah. So, and you get completely different people as well. It's not like you'll go there and be like, oh, maybe I won't fit in, because it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. everyone's completely different ages, different backgrounds, different things, different, like, you know, when if people are still working, the jobs will vary from, you know, anything. I don't know. It's just good. It's just good. A lot of fun. You know, they're up there. So I'm just going to go over it. It's basically a full day on the 6th of April. Yeah. Now, obviously, a lot of you might already know this, but it's more like not just saying, oh, well, God. This is what a lot of people do. They say, oh yeah, I wish I could go, but basically they're finding an excuse. They don't actually want to go, or they just can't be bothered. There's basically the real reason isn't the reason, which is just hilarious because it just makes me laugh, because it's like, well, you either don't want to go because you're going to think it's like shit, or you're going to go and find it's amazing. But you can't be like, oh, but that's like someone's birthdays, cousins, uncles, sisters, dinners on or something. You know, and I used to be like that at one time, and then I just thought, well, I'll probably not waste the money, but I'll probably spend that money on something else anyway. So it's not like I'm going to be you know, if you've got money, you usually will spend it. If you've got a little disposable income, so I find if I then get past, you know, say that I didn't go to this, then I think, oh, well, actually, I never actually saved any money anyway, because, you know, it's just, you've got to put yourself out there as well, I find. And there's a networking event starting from 7:30 in the evening, which would be awesome. So like that is mainly where I'm going, just because I know that, you know, it doesn't never last long enough. 4 or 5 hours of it never lasts long enough, because you want to not always speak to everybody, but you want to get around and try to talk to a varied bunch. It's just fun, you know, it really is. You have some drinks and muck around or whatever, you know, whatever. And in the day, it's going to be cool. So you got these are the people that go basically. I don't know all the people's names, so excuse me if I don't know, but basically we've got this guy. I know that he does wholesale, so he's going to be talking about wholesale, which is something I need to look in more this year, because I've not been, I've not really. I think his name's Ed. He's from Source Mogul, so it's like sourcing software, that sort of thing. He's creator of a sourcing software. Oh, okay, maybe. Oh, I've already purchased my ticket anyway, so it doesn't actually show me the prices. You've got Mark here. This might be a better thing. We'll work on this. Andy, that was his name. So we've got Mark. He's basically like he's an accountant. He knows all. So you got any accounting things that you want to discuss, you speak to him and he'll know. It's all to do with Amazon. He knows how the whole system works with Amazon and accounting and that. So, you know, where a lot of accountants might be completely confused or bamboozled or whatever, with him, he'll be able to help you, and it'll be all good and gravy. And he'll probably give some really cool tips on the day. Luke, I believe, is that right? Luke Pastor or something similar. Some of these have got names, some of them haven't. He's going to be there. You got Andy, like I said, Ed, Emma. You got Kevin Blackburn there. So that basically he, you know, for example, Amazon does Amazon. It's obviously all related to online arbitrage. You know, Karen and Matt, Natalie. It's just going to give you. I reckon it's going to be, you know, specific topics or specific areas that each will provide. Maybe they're like their strengths, and then it will be, you know, a little bit of mindset as well, because I know that Kevin Blackburn is very heavy on his mindset, and I am as well. Like, it's not just about doing it. So you can give a document to say, this is how you do online arbitrage. But, you know, I know so many people that, but is it going to, you know, basically there's no, like, their mind isn't there to be able to pursue it successfully. They might have some short-term success, but long-term, and then progressing and building on the online arbitrage in terms of, are they going to look to do then wholesale, outsource it? Are they going to then build in it? Maybe they want to do a Facebook group in something relating to Amazon or something similar, because obviously you build your foundations, and then you start looking outside the box and what you can build on top of it. You know, you can have a prep center, for example. They are still stemming off of that original thing, but a lot of people just don't have the mindset to even tackle the first hurdle, which is the online arbitrage itself, because something happens and their mind isn't ready for them to, ready for them to do it. It's been held at the Doubletree Hotel, and you might be thinking, how much does it all cost? Because, you know, is it expensive? Is it not? Well, I think I bought my ticket for like £118. It'd probably be like 150 or 160 now, Could be a bit more. I can't even find out because it doesn't let me check. But yeah, so it will be, you know, you might think, oh, that's a little expensive. Yes, it is, but you know, like for me, I went to one event last year and I went to one event the year before. Well, if it's, you know, if it's going to provide, when you go and you come away, you don't think you wasted money. You don't think, oh, that was expensive. You don't think that at all. Like if it's a once a year thing, it's like you can't even, if you're serious about it, you can't even be serious about not just what you're doing, but the whole 360 picture. Because you know, I've networked with people that I now talk to now, and you know, we talk business. We talk, oh, have we got any future? Do you want to like go in together and do a future project, or not even maybe a project? Just do you want to do something together on, you know, one thing, one off, little thing, but it helps each other. It's all these little things, and obviously, like it's like anything. You network enough, and opportunities will arise. Because you're putting yourself out there. It's just like anything. If you're hiding in a box and you're only, there's no scope for growth, really. You need, you know, it's like anyone that puts themselves out there more for anything, even if it's, say, for example, dating. Like if you just sit in your room all the time, of course you're not going to have as much luck, I guess you could call it. It doesn't really exist, but you could have as much, you know. So you've got to put yourself out there, and you know, even if you get knocked down a couple of times, or this doesn't work, eventually it should work. Because you keep going. So these sort of events are great. You know, the day I'm really unsure about how the day will be, what sort of information will be provided, but you know, I know the people, I know what their backgrounds are, so it'll be good in whatever it is. And there is a free recording of it, so you don't really need to take loads of notes. But then the evening will be amazing. You know, just everyone just letting their hair down and whatever. So you might wonder, like, okay, how much is a hotel then? Because you've got to go up there and stay. Well, it's not particularly cheap, but it's not expensive either. You know, so I was looking around, and these are currently the two best deals. So the best deal is actually this, the Holiday Inn Express City Centre. I am going to stay here on the Friday, so I didn't want to get the train up on the Saturday morning at like some stupid time in the morning and then, you know. So what I've decided is that I'm going to stay here on the Friday, which is actually, it's like £55 on a Friday. You get breakfast, so don't have to buy it, you know, I can stock up on breakfast and not really need to eat all Saturday until the evening or something. So I don't have to buy lunch and that. So, you know, I always I'm one of those people that will factor that in. Oh, that means I don't have to spend £5 on lunch or something. Yeah, so it's like £55 on the Friday, but obviously £90 on the, because I think a lot of people are probably buying it. But if you actually look, the distance wise, yes, it isn't at the actual event, but I don't think it really matters. It's about 10-minute walk. I went on Google Maps, did a little draggy thing down with that little fella that does this, and clicked as if I was driving. I'm like, well, I wonder how I would get there, and figured out the way. It's like 10, and then I just went on Google and looked at the distance and that. It's literally it's one main road. It looks a bit like a dual carriageway, but it's obviously got pavements and stuff. And it's literally just right round on one single road for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's there. Easy peasy. And then in April, the weather should be good. It's not going to be, you know, well, yes, it might rain, but you'll be able to get a taxi if you really need to. Definitely at that time in the morning, 9:30 or 9, whatever time you want to go. But my second night, I'm actually staying at the Doubletree Hilton-y thing. And the only reason I'm doing it is because I was just going to stay here for 2 nights. I didn't mind walking back 10 minutes. It's, you know, not the end of the world. But I had loads of Avios points, and I know someone's like basically just shot me down saying I wasted my Avios points, which is fine. But like, you can spend them on flights, but I got nothing planned for this year, and I'm not really bothered about going. Well, actually, no, I do. I'm going away to Sweden in June or something. But anything else, because obviously that's booked. And those Avios points will just sit there, and like, I'd rather, you know, if I can save myself 20 quid just by using some points, yeah, I could use them more optimally, but I don't want to. Okay, I've got enough Avios points to go away. Now I'm going to create myself a going away weekend, which I wouldn't have done anyway, just because I got the points. So you then buy the flights. Oh, look, I got 3 flights. Well, now I've got to pay to get to the airport. I've got to pay to food, the hotel. You know what I'm trying to say. It's going to cost me an extra 600 quid, whatever, just for a long weekend or something. So actually, I'm spending an extra 600 quid when I wouldn't have anyway. And then I've still got to pay 120 quid to go here or whatever. When I get a free night, I think I pay £5 for this one. That my points were just under. So you can do it, you know, or you can just use your complete savings for that month. You know, let's say the month before April, was it March? You know, if you get £250 complete savings, well, you can buy the ticket and the hotel. Yeah, you know, so you can do it. It's feasible, and it is free, even though you might guarantee it in your mind £250 goes against my expenses, but it's not a guaranteed income. So really, it is free. It is a free event in a way if you factor it in like that. And it's just going to be great. Yeah, it's just going to be a great event. It's more like the evening thing, and yeah, it's just going to be so much fun. And I just thought because a lot of people will probably be like, oh, I would only go by myself. I haven't been in the group very long, maybe this group or another group or whatever group it is, and I haven't been in the group and I don't know anyone. Well, it doesn't really matter. Like, no one knows anyone in that sort of sense. Like, no one's going to know anyone until you meet someone. Yeah, like, I don't know the guy across the road, but if I go and knock on his door, I know him, and you get what I mean, a bit stalkerish. But no one knows anyone until they actually meet someone. So then there's no, it's up to you, isn't it? If you're scared, great, but like I said before in my old videos, the more that you search for fear, wherever fear is, it's always better on the other side. So you want to like pursue it. And then yes, it's scary, but like this is what I do. I get a bit I get scared. Like, I think, oh god, I'm not going to know anyone. I'm going to have to get a bottle of Jack and sit in my room or something and just cry. But then I think, when I'm in the right frame of mind, I think, you know what, I will go to this. I'll book it straight away. So I always put things in place when I'm in the right beforehand, in advance, knowing that I may want to back out, because that's natural for people. So I sort of try to double bluff myself by like, sod you, Luke, you are going, or you're just going to waste 250 quid, but I wouldn't waste 250 quid. So if it's booked, I've got to go. That's sort of how I play it sometimes. So, maybe do that if you're that scared. Because it's not, everyone's going to, a lot of people just come up to, because no one knows anyone, a lot of people. Like, when I went to the Christmas party one in December, a lot of people didn't know anyone. They were all there by themselves, and some people are, they're young, they're 20 years old going by themselves. So, and there's people out of 40 going by themselves. There's no right and wrong. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there because I'm sure you already know about everything I'm talking about. Just thought I'd give a little bit of an overview of the whole thing, and if anyone's going to the Holiday Inn on a Friday and you see me, say hi, or otherwise just say hi when you get to this thing. And hopefully it should be a great day and evening and networking and all that. So yeah, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next video.